Hi everyone, Piet and Grade here from the Purple House in Fort in Tasmania. Today we want to spend some time with you just sharing some stories and observations recently that we've had around weight loss. And Piet has an interesting story to tell, so Piet, do you want to share it with us?
I had a couple return to me after a few months. Initially, Laura came to me and her husband sat in. She came with really bad skin problems, eczema type things, type rashes all over her body. And I looked at her live and dried blood and did some urine and saliva tests and found out her liver was, stressed to the hilt. And both Laura and John, I think her hubby's name was, they had both previously been diagnosed with a fatty liver. So that goes to show. But in the urine, her kidneys were working overtime, needing to get rid of stuff that the liver normally does. So that told me that the liver was under a lot of stress. So, and if the liver can't get rid of the waste, then the skin has to go. The skin's classified the third kidney, and that is the main reason why her skin was breaking out all the time. Anyway, 3 months later, her skin had cleared quite considerably, and John, he came back with her, and he had had some aches and pains in his knees and ankles, and he had followed exactly the same regime, suggestions, recommendations that I'd recommended Laura, and they were kind of jumping up and down a bit because Laura had lost about 12 kilograms over 3 months and John had lost 10. That was a byproduct of, of why they came to me. But they were over the moon, and John's knees and ankles, he was exercising, going for long walks with no problem with his knees and ankles, and Laura's skin had cleared up considerably. And
So now you better tell them what you recommended.
I recommended that to unclog the liver, you have to get your body to recognise the fat stores that they'd put in there over the time, because they'd been mainly on a Western style diet, which a lot of people consider healthy, but that's where we store all the excess sugars that get converted from high starch carbohydrates.
In the liver?
And that gets stored in the liver and clogs the liver up, so the liver can't do its job properly.
And it's called fatty liver sometimes, and then people will say, well, stop drinking alcohol, but actually Laura and John didn't drink alcohol, and many people with fatty liver don't drink alcohol. And
so the only way to unclog that liver is to get your body to use fats for its fuel source, not sugars.
And healthy fats, not fish and chips fats.
So I recommend people go on the keto diet, low carb, high fat, but to digest the fats for a good fuel source, you need a good bile flow to start with. So the liver not getting rid of the waste in the first place was why our skin broke out. So beet flow is you've probably heard us talk about this, but it's one of the most amazing products that we've ever come across.
I forgot to name it.
It's helped numerous people, but what it does, it gets that bile flow to happen properly, and then the liver starts getting rid of the waste, but then the fats are digested properly with that bile flow.
So you don't feel hungry and the cells get the fuel from the fats. Yeah. And healthy fats are like coconut oil, butter, cream, meat fats, olive oil, macadamia nut oil, avocado oil, and so on. Not canola oil, by the way.
Monounsaturated oils.
And not margarines. Yeah.
Not the polyunsaturated.
Mm-hmm. And I was also going to say, the body literally makes nearly a liter of bile per day. The liver does that in your gallbladder. And that is the waste, isn't it, Pete? That is the waste product from the blood. So your liver purifies the blood. And the kidneys then have to work harder, because the kidneys also purify your blood. Active kidneys purify 1,600 liters of blood per 24 hours, which is totally amazing. So imagine if your bile isn't flowing, so you've got a liter of bile sitting around, which is what a lot of people have stuck in their body, then it's like the plumbing pipes are clogged up. It's like the toilet doesn't flush, you know, you have to call in the plumber. So bead flow is like the plumber, it opens your pipes.
Yeah. Plus, we use our fat as storage for toxins. So it protects the body from toxic
it protects
heavy
all
metals
your vital organs.
And so when we start using up our fat stores, like Laura and John did, probably the reason why her skin hadn't totally cleared up was she had probably dumped a lot more toxins out into her bloodstream, out into her system from the stored fat cells.
Yeah, but luckily Pete had suggested also the ultimate vitality boost. So bead flow is like one product, it's got 4 products. So bead flow, Omnizyme, which is a powerful enzyme, and an immunorestore, which is full of really healthy, beneficial bacteria to repair your gut. And then it contains a mineral that's key to switch your metabolism. So those 4 products also would have helped Laura, I'm just butting in now, to help her body get rid of the toxins as well, right? So put it in a nutshell, your body creates fat stores to protect your organs from toxins, and we have toxins everywhere. We have mercury in our rainwater, in our water,
aluminium
in everything.
Our rainwater as well. Yes.
Our food is got full of fertilizer. It's mineral deficient. I mean, you can't escape toxins. It's absolutely everywhere. And we don't want to do a big spiel on toxins. No. It's just that our bodies are big purifying machines. Our bodies can actually deal with so much.
Keep our liver nice and healthy, and we've got our own detox machine on board all the time. So but quite a few people, that weight loss was a byproduct of...
It was a bonus.
Bonus for Laura and John, but lots of people come to us because they want to lose weight. And they've been pounding the pavement, they've been exercising at gyms, and the weight hasn't come off. And we did a bit of research and reading just recently of a Dr.
Potsner.
I've
put it in the article, so that's really interesting what he came up with. He said there's 2 different things. You have to restrict or not really restrict, but change your diet to lose weight, like go on a ketogenic diet, for instance. And exercises are not going to help you drop the weight, but exercises are good, like for the health of your body, but it's not going to help the weight to come off. He
found that people who sat on a couch all day used as many calories as people who pounded the pavement.
So that's amazing, isn't it? So we generally, a metabolism goes through 2,500 calories per day. And this doesn't really change between age 20 and 60. So like menopause, all that doesn't change anything either, apparently.
Now, our immune system needs calories to work properly. Our brain needs calories to work properly. So
your heart, your emotions, your body just uses up that standard amount of calories.
So if we go for a big long run, a marathon or whatever, that exercise uses up a lot of calories, but it has to steal them from our immune system and steal them from our brain, steal them from our digestive system.
And sometimes it steals it from your reproductive system. Yeah. And apparently top athletes, guys have less testosterone in their body, and women...
Quite often women who do a lot of training, they stop menstruating. So,
so then it steals it from their reproductive system, because then the body goes, well, that's not an essential organ system right now, so I'll just use energy from that. So it's just to clarify, if you want to lose weight, you have to address your diet. And the best way, in our opinion, from what we have seen, is just go low carb, high fat. It seems to work for pretty much everyone, including taking the bead flow minimum. But the ultimate vitality boost is better. That's 4 products that really switches your metabolism from low key, from dormant, to active, and it doesn't. You can be couch potato as far as your weight is concerned,
well,
right?
I went low carb, high fat probably 8 years ago, and not realising I had weight to lose, I didn't do any more exercise, didn't do anything. My weight went from 72 to 64 kilograms over 6 months. It was a gentle weight loss, but I stick around 65, 66 kilograms now, and I eat plenty of food.
Actually, you eat heaps of butter. Sometimes Peter, he can, for a while there, you were eating a packet of butter a day. Because Pete loves butter.
Yeah, we just had scrambled eggs for lunch. Grata's
I'm burping, sorry.
Still burping, but I put a slice of butter off the block about that thick in the pan, and then half a tub of cream, 4 eggs,
salt.
Between 3 of us, salt, and
then sauerkraut.
Spoonful of sauerkraut, and that will take us right through to probably 7:30.
I probably don't need tea tonight.
No, but...
So this is actually eating food, like switching the game on the inside, by not giving your body like empty calories that will, again, then turn into toxins, right? Or fatty liver.
Stored fat, because we're set to store, like the old in our caveman days, hunter-gatherer days, we're set to store for the time when food disappears, and it doesn't disappear anymore. We get hungry and we eat again.
So this Dr. Potsner, and like I said, I'll put it in the post, like I've written it down. He studied, researched 6,500 people around the world from pre-industrial culture. So these people hadn't been in touch with our industrial lifestyle, and he studied how they operated. And that's when he found out that a couch potato, not that I had any couch potatoes, but you know, people with low daily activity burnt as much calories as people who are very highly physically active. Like
the little bushmen in Africa, they can run for a week on a one meal. If they store enough fat from it, they'll run for a week, but they are still only using the same amount of calories as that couch potato.
Because it's like your body has a sort of a point, you know, it knows how to utilize your calories. So if there is more available, it's not going to, or less available, it doesn't matter what your intake is. Your body has a set point, it will use that certain amount, and that's really, it's a safety mechanism to keep you healthy and thriving under all circumstances. So the key point that surprised us actually was that if you want to lose weight, you have to address your diet. That's absolutely the most important thing. And you don't need to change when it comes to weight loss, anything else. Sorry. But if you do want to increase your exercises, that's good for your body, but it's not going to make the difference on the scales, according to the latest research that's out there, which we thought was pretty fascinating. So that simply means that your body uses those 2,500 calories to keep your brain going. Your brain actually uses a quarter of that amount non-stop, right? And your immune system uses a fair bit, and then of course your fertility and all the rest. So,
and from one molecule of fat we make 10 times the amount of energy than from a molecule of sugar. So we don't need anywhere near as much.
Sugar is pretty harmful to your body.
Carbohydrates.
The only other thing that Pete and I have noticed with our clients, that if you're in a high stress cycle, so like you're always running, doing the hamster wheel, never hopping off, you're releasing a lot of adrenaline and cortisol, your body won't let you lose weight either, pretty much. Well, that's one thing that we've discovered.
Yeah, you're pumping out stored glucose into the bloodstream all the time when you're in that stress.
So like if you're dedicated to losing weight, address your diet. And I mean, you can download a free booklet, recommendation book on our, it's free ebook on our website. I'll put a link in the post. And then also go towards reducing your stress levels, like just do something to cut through your stress levels.
The recommendation book has got the low carb, high fat food list in. So
that's right.
you stick mainly with the green page. Green for go, orange for caution, red for stop.
Like the traffic lights, that's right.
Tammy just asked, is this different to bile salts? Bile salts is the bile from the liver. We do have encapsulated bile salts that I recommend people who have lost their gallbladder take at mealtime to help digest the fats properly. Yep.
Because like you also need to be able to digest your fats properly to get the fat soluble vitamins like A, E, D and K and other important things.
The beet flow gets your own bile to flow properly.
That's why it's called flow.
it has the has products in to dilate the biliary tubules, so the bile flow.
Enzymes, which is also in the Ultimate Vitality Boost, is an complete enzyme product. So enzymes are needed to break down all your food particles and to break down toxins.
Includes lipase, which is the enzyme to break down fat.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I find that I do really, really well when I take the Omnizyme. Sometimes we run out of stock, like with COVID and the post and everything. And I find that my digestion isn't as strong as when I do take the Omnizyme every day, which Pete and I have taken now since 2009, which is already 13 years, isn't it? And everyone, of course, needs to always take healthy, beneficial bacteria for your gut, for your tummy, or your microbiome. So we always take a product like immunosymbiotic or the spore probiotics. And on top of that, we always religiously eat a big tablespoon of sauerkraut or kimchi every day. So I mean, because so this is it in a nutshell. So I've taken the payment sphere, so I assume beet flow is the way to go. Thanks. Yeah, that's right. Beet flow to start with, and then you can probably take the ox bile if you don't have a gallbladder. Right, some people actually do need to take ox bile even when they have a gallbladder, if they have severe liver issues.
We've read articles suggesting that women above 40 would benefit from taking extra bile salts with meals.
So that's just something to consider. Always listen to your body as well. That goes to increasing your fat intake as well. Sometimes people's livers really play up because actually your liver has to prime itself. So it's like a pump that hasn't worked for ages and you have to prime it. So increase your fat intake slowly and I guess reduce your, what do you call those, carbohydrates?
High starch carbohydrates.
It cut them out straight away. Okay, tell me you have a gallbladder, yeah, okay, good.
So you really
You'll be fine with the beet flow.
You really only need the beet flow.
So I hope you found this interesting. And I think time is up. Thanks for tuning in at our new time. Let us know if you have challenge with your weight or energy or skin or anything like that and what you found helpful in the past. And so like if you are a woman, like many of our clients are women who struggle with weight, and then women are so forced these days to go to the gym or pound pavement or run or do exercises, and it's overwhelming when to do that as well as your diet, right? It's like overwhelming. But the science is showing now that you need to focus on your diet first. So do that first. Clean up your diet first. Do the guidelines in the recommendation book. And then when your body gets stronger and healthier, then increase your exercises with gentle exercises, because otherwise you're eroding your body's immune system and it's stealing it from your body. So I hope that's clear. Quite
a few people, when they go on the keto diet, low carb, high fat, they cut out their high starch carbohydrates but don't increase their fats enough.
And then they find that they're just like so tired, and hungry and starving and cranky.
They've dropped one fuel source but haven't increased the other one enough.
So always increase your fats all day long. Think, how can I increase my fat, right? So like you can put an extra tablespoon or spoonful of coconut oil in your soup, or just pump the fat into your meals, whichever way you can think of in a creative way. All right. Thank you guys.
Thanks for tuning in at this point in the day.
And hope you have a really great week. Stay safe, and we'll see you next Tuesday, same time. Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye.